Back another day here, right? Another time being up here, rocking again. See, I get a phone call early in the goddamn morning. And someone and others needed to conversate about some serious stuff here. You know, when you doing the work, internal work, you can see those who aren't, because there's benefits to when you apply time to yourself, to work on yourself. Now, I ain't the best. I'm not the best out here, but I'm doing something where there's results. Where I'm talking to someone who has issues with another, and we clearly seeing it, and we also finding the same issues, problems talked about in scholarship, and what is the characteristics of ego at a certain state, and this is what's happening, and these individuals, I love them a lot, to where, I'm not perfect, and I acknowledge that I wasn't perfect, and my character caused certain circumstances to go, sour. And so when I started listening and stopped playing the victim and being aware and became humble and started seeing the faults of myself, I was able to vibrate at a level of awareness where it's like, oh, damn, let me wipe my ass. Let me cleanse myself. To this moment right now, years later, where I'm counseling myself, because I'm really talking to me. If you're watching, you're listening, I'm talking to me. Matter of fact, I'm talking to me inside of you. We all connected, right? So let's deal with the realness, right? With black people, we've been through traumas, generational traumas. We are ass backwards people, and unfortunately, a lot of us are getting too comfortable with that. Case in point, when Monique talked about the bonnets, wearing the bonnets, she gets backlash. But the whole goal was talking about the bonnet to better us, like to see more in yourself, have some, some regalness to you. And she gets attacked by niggas, niggerism, nigga concept, the crab in the basket. Motherfuckers want to be other people, but want to be other people when it's convenient for them. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's annoying. So the pain part of it is where a lot of us tend to follow memes, support the ego, and memes is nothing but ego. Ego is I. Ego is the me. Memes, MEME, some shit like that, right? Ego. It's one-sided, you know what I mean? And it doesn't really help. It just feeds the ego where I'm right, or feeling validated, like, you got something. When it's always, when it comes to a relationship, it's always two people. It's always two. You listen to someone, soon she or he starts talking about the person blaming, right then and there, who really fucked the relationship up. When they come in there and sit there and say, hey, I done something, where they present their faults first, that's a sense of humility and a sense of the person wanting to better the situation. They wanted to try to work it out, but it didn't work out because in most cases it's all ego. And this day and age, I don't understand why our women are so against us. Our men are so against our women. Like, it's time for it. It's been over time for a change. You know what I mean? To where the change ain't gonna start nowhere but inside. You know what I'm saying? Everyone looking outside, everyone looking out in the sky for Jesus, to come back and save them. Black people need to be ashamed of themselves in 2021, waiting on Jesus. You know what I mean? I say that because it's the message that matter. Point blank, period. You don't get the message. There's no point. Everything else don't matter but the message. So you focus on something outside of yourself that's not better than internal self. And even if it's applying a sense of fear to better yourself, you cannot better yourself in a state of fear. It doesn't work that way. Fear gets in the way of love, self-love, you know? Why would you want to put yourself through a state of fear? That's a sense of stress, and that could, you know, cause problems also internal. So, what it is like, my people, especially the women, have a hard time. A lot of them, most of them, some of them, a few of them have a hard time understanding that emotion is a human thing. They want to be spiritual, all into the God and ancestors and, you know, African, all this and that other, but yet, you know, they want to be all righteous. Be all righteous and but yet, you're emotional. How can you be righteous and emotional? It doesn't mix. Righteousness is of a concept idea of a divine presentation, a level of godship, universal, you know, order, universal law, like the concept of doing unto others you want done to you. You know what I'm saying? Work with the people, not against your people, type shit. You know what I mean? Universal law, you know, and universal law, like what is above is also below, what is out is also in, you know. And so the thing with that is, these emotions is a human thing because you choosing to let something of a realm of this physical reality affect your eternal. You're getting all emotional, and it's like, you know, you choose and let whatever the subject is that affect you so much where you lose your character. My emotions is everything. My emotions, I am my. No, you're not your emotions. Okay, even if you want to say that, okay, cool, but you cannot sit there and say you are your emotions at the same time you're righteous. How? How you be righteous when you're unstable? Righteous is balances. Your emotions definitely, you know, energy and emotion. I explained to the person, I said, listen, the E within the word emotion is not necessarily alphabet. It's really more of a math equation because it's dealing with energy. And you know what I'm saying, and the energy is motion of the energy of the internal. You got me now? Dealing with the chakra points, if you want to link to that level. But what I'm saying is the whole concept of being aware to watch yourself, where if an undesirable feeling comes, know your choice, where you don't have to choose and let it take over you. Where your character is, you lashing and being mean and angry, cussing at people, and you think that the fact that because you feel a certain way validates you doing that. That is okay. No. That doesn't work. You know you're a beautiful person, particularly as female. You're amazing, you got your shit together. Some hater come along and say, bitch. And you heard this motherfucker say, bitch. You gotta do your hands like this. You heard this motherfucker say, bitch. Right? But because you so on you within your circumference on your square, that the words that negative do at you has no effect. You can't even let that flow frequency bother you because you don't even, it doesn't exist to you. You beyond that. And most of all, you comprehend the fact that that person is hurt. And the fact he calling me a bitch is trying to say, hey, I need help. Real aggressively. But I don't want to do the work myself. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, my name is Sylvan. I love our women, you know. I love our people, you know. But I really can't stand our ways, and I'm doing this because I don't care what nationality you are. in America, in the world, especially in America. Existing in this place 24/7, it's impossible to not have a sense of mental illness in one way or another, one form or another. I'm serious. Like, you have to take accountability for whatever it is that affects you in the past, or you identify with. I'm a product of my environment. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. You choosing to be a product of your environment. You're giving your environment more power over you. Because a particular environment is fucked up, you saying you fucked up. When that's a choice to be fucked up. People are fucked up. You know what I mean? They do fucked up shit because they want to be fucked up. And that type of karma comes with that. But a person who want to better themselves and not to be fucked up, he or she apply the effort and the results will form. Stay away from those low vibrational frequency. The average human being frequency is, if I'm not mistaken, 52, I guess, to 78 megahertz. Vibrate above that. When it's down in the 50s, you know, and 60s, that's when people start getting sick, you know what I mean, cold, stuff like that. But the higher you vibrate, you know what I'm saying, the less agitation of third density consciousness can mess with you. Proceed the awareness of this limitation that was set. You know what I mean? Invert your awareness. You know what I mean? Like, start paying attention to the silence. Start paying attention to the stillness. Embrace it. Because that there is where you make contact with your Jedi or your higher self or the Christ. What I mean by that is the ajna. Seeing through the illusions because you obtain an insight. This is ancient African spirituality. Ancient. Black people, African American, whatever you want to call us. Our lineage was the one who brought spirituality from the world because we are spiritual people by nature. We are spiritual people by nature. By nature. Giving us any type of scriptures or doctrine about being spiritual is like giving more water to a fish. It's saying this water right here make your life better than the water that you're part of naturally. And now in this stage of my life, I'm comprehending that the feminine principle is what's dominant, it's running shit. But it's not running shit based off egoic matter. It has nothing to do with where you got these women who thinking that because, you know, it's divine feminine that they got the upper hand. It's like, no, bitch, we are all feminine. There is no masculine. The masculine is just another part of her. This age is about the feminine being aware of itself within the masculine and also vice versa. Feminine is what it is from the gate. The masculine is her experience outside herself, but yet connected to herself. That's the whole concept where you got words like nutrition, nurture, nutrients, and if I'm not mistaken, Kemetic knowledge concept. Nut is the great mother that created all this shit. In West African Yoruba concept, they call them Iyami, the mothers, the most powerful force in the universe. The mother is the black hole. And what a woman got between her legs, a black hole. The black hole in space takes life. The correspondence of Earth right here brings life. Do the math, God. Come on. Know thyself. Get out the emotions. Emotions are only meant to be experienced, but not becoming, living, identify with it. That's where we mess up at, you know? I'm preaching right now, folks, because I love my people, but I dislike the bull crap they come with, you know what I mean? The nonsense, man. Like, it's time, like, how can we grow as a unit, you know what I mean? And I'm saying, like, I'm feeling all people who vibrate above that human egoic frequency that causes problems. But right now, I'm focused on the most spiritual people on the planet, us. The ones who brought spirituality to the planet, us. The only people on the planet who never disconnect themselves from everybody else, but everybody disconnected from us, but yet want to be us. That's all ego, man. I got every nationality pumping in my blood. Been there for thousands of years, nigga. I am you and you and me. I'm just in tune with it. So it's hard to be a racist. You know? Because I understand frequency. I understand that melanin, that concept. I understand a soul that's young, freshly on earth, experience shit. And I understand old souls, those that been through different nationalities on the planet. You know what I mean? The soul was in one life Japanese, next life was a Mexican, next life he was black, next life he was a Caucasian, you know what I'm saying? Next life he was Indian. Different carnations. And you learn in different carnations, different perspectives of culture. The school is this planet is a school, and I'm aware this planet is a school, and I'm learning profound things internally. This nigga want to take all the knowledge that he was taught and put them in libraries and shit, put them in books. I mean, put them in books and bury them in libraries, and the very shit that he thinks, he tell people that he thought of first and created. The originators are actually the ones who give him this shit, because people like us are just waking up and figuring this shit out because it's in our blood. We saying profound things, you can look it up and then bam, but then at the same time, even when we recite, that makes it even more powerful. You know what I mean? But I listen to those, but see, me, I work collectively where, I know a person who do some heavy studying, nigga got more books than me. More on this shit deep, you know what I mean? And said a few things in time and convinced me like, oh shit, this man was right, or this woman was correct. You know what I'm saying? Like, this woman was right, you know what I mean? Like, so I listened to them, her or him, especially the female, because the women are the most powerful ones. They always got that mother shit, especially when she not in her ego. When she in her divine concept of self, when she hold and she become that that life giver, shit, man. Alright, listen. Shout out to the sisters that know themselves. Shout out to the sisters that put in that work. That's in tune, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sisters that know the place of a man. She know the man's place, that's why she stays in her place. Real shit. She cooperates. The sisters that, know how to talk into us and motivate us, you know what I mean? And because you my woman don't mean you can't stop teaching me, or you know what I'm saying, you can't teach me and shit. Not even to the point where you trying to, fuck up a nigga pride, or you know how to go beyond his ego. And every time you speak, it's an us thing. You ain't talking for me, you talking about us. Like you doing what's for the best for you and him. That's that divine feminine right there, that real shit. She staying in sync and balance. She knows she got the power, but she gonna let that man rule. You know what I mean? She gonna let him rule. And he becomes a great king. You know what I mean? Great king create dynasties, my nigga. So when it comes to taking accountability, it's like we must really be true to ourselves and come faced with the darkness of ourselves, the dark side. Too much light spectrum, too much light where the ego, you know what I'm saying, could hide. You know what I mean? But in darkness, the ego, knows that it doesn't exist. No one knows of it but itself, to where it knows of itself is not real, so it has no point but to dissolve and doesn't exist. We create these shits. I connect with the higher self called the Ori. O-R-I. It's not a word, it's a vibration. Ori. People be sitting there watching YouTube videos of priestesses and priests, and they're good at what they know when it comes to, religion concepts and theology and doctrine, but they don't understand metaphysics. They don't understand science. You know what I mean? They just want one route. They don't like God just supposed to be this nigga in the cloud or some spiritual shit. You know what I'm saying? In the spiritual realm, and it's foolish right now. It really is. It's foolish. It really. I experienced some foolish shit, recently, and stay away from groups and stop following people when it comes to spirituality. Link up with those who about the practice, where they live it, and because they live it, you can see the results. Like, what? Because there's great gifts that comes with this ritual of being in tune, being balanced with the yang and the yin, nigga, the light and the dark. You know what I'm saying? Not just favoring one side based on what the oppressors taught us. They told us our magic was voodoo. Because our magic, our darkness, because we have the source, the energy source of melanin. We are the 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. We are the carbon beings. 9 ether, melanated, 9 ether, you know what I'm saying? Tuned with the universe, you know what I'm saying? We've been here, we've always been here. And so, our magic comes from the darkness where, excuse me, in the light realm, it manipulates light. The prism realm. This is the prism we in, light particles. That's what we are, light. We in the light realm. But this is when the 1/3 fell from the heavens, they fell to the physical body. The entrapment of the skin, which is the sin of the flesh. This is the prism. Within this prism here, there's entrapment. Within entrapment is this astral body. And the astral body is the temple, with the temple that holds the chakras. The chakras are like extensions of connection to this density of consciousness called third density, the X, the Y, Z within the cube of existence. But there is an outer self. There's an outer self with the vibration I said earlier called Ori. Ori. It's not a word. Ori. We give it the word Ori. Ori is also, you find it in Orishas. Ori Cole. See it? You got to get in touch with your higher self outside this fourth self, which is just here. And it must be a concept of awareness, because when you have to invert your awareness to yourself to where you see yourself doing this, you can see your hands, everything outside, you wear yourself outside, and you look in the mirror, you think that's you. But when you go to sleep, you close your eyes. You go on internal inside. That's the real shit right there. But you're not in tune with that. You have these vivid dreams of astral travel and shit. You think, it's on some bull crap, but now you actually experience something real. So what I'm saying is basically as I roll this spliff and say goodnight and come to a closing, one must take accountability for his or her existence. No matter how many counselors you talk to, your therapy, cool. But you have to come with the agreement and say, hey, enough is enough. Get in tune with your eternal, because no deity blesses one without the consent of their Ori. Meaning that no gods, and there is not, and there are more than one gods. There are 7 of them inside of you first, or 6 of them inside of you. No, even more than that inside of you. You know what I'm saying? From the universe, the internal. But my point is, you can't be blessed if you're not in the right alignment. It could be an accidental where you get something at a time you're not supposed to happen and you lose it, and you might go to some trauma where you might take it personal. But you move at God's speed and be aware of yourself and listen to your internal versus the ego. There's much more success, you know what I'm saying, and peace with life and stuff like that. But blaming somebody else for your past that doesn't exist, it's not good because it don't exist, and it takes you out your character because you're all emotional. Emotions is a weakness when they control you. Of course, emotion is not a weakness. You can control your emotion when somebody insults you, but you take a deep breath and let it go instead of reacting to it. That means you got power over yourself. But when you sit there and what feeling I do? It's feeling. It's about feeling. Yo, fuck your feelings. Real shit. God don't care about your feelings or whatever. Like, come on. You're going against the partner who's trying to build, but you instead of. I don't understand why in relationships, right? The women, in particular, you so caught up on the emotions, they rather argue, fuss, and fight instead of fuck. Instead of get the nasty on, instead of doing the booty, instead of making love. I don't get that. Instead of laughing and like making peace, like they rather get into the drama of fussing and arguing and putting their feelings involved instead of just making love and feeling good. You want to let all this bullshit cause problems against your partner, the nigga that you lay with, the nigga you let nut up in you and shit. You know what I mean? Now you cause the conflict because your mind is elsewhere and shit. You're not in the right state, you know what I mean? Your ego running shit. That boss bitch attitude, that diva bullshit attitude, that independent attitude. I don't need a man. Nigga, that's blasphemy to say some shit like that. Man, need a man, you wouldn't have created him in the first place. Get the fuck out of here with that egotistical shit. Grow up, you know what I mean? Shout out to the women that got this shit together that's doing shit. Shout out to the sisters that really about that Yanni magic. That really about that eternal boundary. That truly understand, you know what I'm saying? What this is about. She can get the right man because she's so in tune with her eternal. She can see through the bullshit, and so therefore she don't run into the asshole nigga. She run into the good dude, the dude that's not good, the dude that's just more. What's the word? Gentleman / lion type, you know what I mean? Like ruler, like regal, like what's good. You know what I mean? But he chuckled when it's time to chuckle when he's around the right people that got him chuckling because of something funny being said. So shout out to those type of women, but those other ones who want to feed off of the females who want to feed off of that pain body, even those men that want to feed off the pain body, the woe was me type stuff, yo, listen. You better off go doing the work. For real. How can somebody hurt your feelings when they're your feelings? It means you got no control. Stop creating your own hell. Start loving you more. Not to put up with that non-crap. Getting all emotional like you control everything. Come on, sit down with that, alright? Because you're hurting yourself. And it's time to better ourselves. You know what I mean? It's time for me to roll up another split because this baby right here ain't lighting up like it's supposed to light up. There we go. So listen. Have a good night. Until next time. I like talking to myself because I'm vibrating higher. You know what I mean? Been through trauma. You know what I mean? And because of that, there's also generational trauma inherited and curses that's there. So I took the time to no longer be afraid of the dark side and to embrace it. Embrace their true self within and know that these pains, these experiences are not real, and I, made a mistake. Well, not a mistake, but I don't identify with them. Because every moment right now is the reality that I have right now. There's no future, there's no past. Right now, whatever I do right now has a reverberation that later becomes a future that is being created, or it can become a past that's being lost in, depending on the function mental of the person. So you have a good night, and I love you. Peace.